see, look at that's uphill. I mean, that's a giant leaner going uphill. I know it's up there just because I kind of been to a Bigfoot world not far from here. All right, give me a second. I'm actually going, I've never done this before. In all my videos I've ever done, I've never just went to somewhere to see an X. I'm going somewhere just to see an X. You know what, guys, put that X on hold. I gotta try something else today. You can't even imagine what that structure just told me. Give me a second. It's a little chilly still up here because I'm in the shade. It's getting to be that time of year. I think it'll be just over 70, you know, at the ranch today, but probably not out of the 60s here. It's about 50 now, 55 here. I'm out early. See, the sun's just rising over here. Well, it's risen a couple hours ago, but it's just getting over this mountain here. And I found a special place. They did a structure for me. You know what? I'm not going to explain it. Ask me on a live video one day. I haven't even filmed something yet, and I know it's going to be that good here. It's inaccessible, this place. I had no idea. I'm so far from where I've ever filmed before. This is going to be a whole new situation, and that's what I love. Give me a second. You couldn't find this? It took me 5 years to get here. Okay, let me show you something before I show you this, and just how special this spot's about to be. This is the real deal. These are the guys. This is what I want. Not to go investigate a new X. Let me show you. You're going to see some cuts here. Okay. But it was all done by helicopter. These were fire jumpers. Literally. I think they even came into the fire here because, look, it was recent. I mean, as recent as far as fires go. Look at that. It's all pretty recent fire. You know, it's hard to tell. I don't know. That's all burnt. I don't know if you can tell. I've gotten wallows out of cuts and burnt wood. And then I'm going to walk into their incredible forest. It looks like it got put under control somewhere in this area, because these trees were engulfed at the bottom big time, and somehow they survived. I don't know, maybe it started raining or something, I don't know. But you can tell that the fire jumpers are in. I found that out a couple years ago. Because you know what happened? I was up here. I was actually not far from here, about 5 miles down the dirt road from here. And I'm coming out and I'm like, what's going on? Like, how could anyone be on this dirt road? And there's this pickup, looks like he's like stalking my truck. And so I finally go out, I'm like, yeah, what's up? Perch. He's like, I'm looking for my guys. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we got jumpers out. They jumped, and it was when all the fires were in California last year. And they were already preparing here just in case. And he's like, hey, we're missing our guys. They're the only ones that have just come out of nowhere into a Bigfoot world. The jumpers. And these guys were probably pretty thankful for that, I think. Let's go check this out. Oh, you guys, you got to understand, I haven't had this feeling. I'm almost about to cry, okay? Like, tear up, because it's been so long since I found the new spot with these guys. These are my special guys right here. I don't know these guys, I don't think, but they're the same ones. These guys will like that I'm here. I knew. I'm going to tell the story. You just ask me one day on a live video. You know how I don't remember anything? Well, ask me how I found this place. Well, you know a little bit, but if I showed you that structure at the beginning, forget everything else I was going to do today. Oh my God, this goes, you guys. It's 100 miles that way. I can't believe how long it took me. What's great is there's activity everywhere. I haven't been showing it to you because I want to get back. Like on the ground, there's perches, there's X's everywhere. And it's all around where the fire was. I don't know where the fire came through. Looks like there was just like a fire in there. It might have been like a lightning strike or something. I always leave the camera running when I first walk in somewhere, because usually that's the best time, being in a new place the first time. I can't figure out why it matters the first time so much. But I'm going to turn the camera off in the interest of just, not having too long of a video. And let me take a look around here. I like this. It's off the ground. Also what I like too is I'm literally at a border and a combination of aspens and pines, and I'm talking, they're both beautiful. Like, absolutely gorgeous forest. See, what a gorgeous forest is where there's enough water and for seedlings, for weeds to grow. It's beautiful, and you got both trees, and they're extremely hardy and huge. This is right where I want to be. I should be able to find something special back here, you guys. I got nerves like crazy today. I act tough, like I play a game, like, I'd go in there and die. It's true most days. Other days, like today, I don't know. They got me, I don't know if they make me nervous or what. I'm not nervous, but a little bit. Like, it's excitement nervous. I can't believe I found this place. This is one of their worlds, that Leaning Trident. These are the dudes. You guys are my guys. I've been so quiet. That was the loudest I've been. I've heard some noises. There was even one noise on the camera, but nothing yet. These are all Bigfoots. You'll always see the others because they're with the Sasquatch, but I like to be in the Sasquatch areas, not where the others go home to at night. The others all get together when they're done with their job with the Bigfoots every day, and they go back to their worlds. I don't like those worlds. Thank God I found them. Look at this. It's an entire wallow. Notice green everywhere, right? There's not even a weed thinking about coming up in here. A couple. There's one right there. Nice and straight. You got your border. I got fire jumper cuts. Some old ones here. There was an older fire here. Really old. 75 years old here. Bend tucked. Leaner tucked. You guys, this is so pretty. I just said, let me get off the camera. So I closed the camera. The first thing I said is, okay guys, no camera. And then I turn it right back on because look what I see, okay? I'm looking through there, I'm like, wow, it's just so, I know what Squatchy really is. And it's just so them, it's so beautiful, but I'm not really seeing the structures, right? I look real close. And there's this beautiful structure hidden in there, and I want to walk it over on camera. I think I'm going to I want to be here for a long time today. I think it starts to go uphill here, it's fine. I can go out, it's literally endless, you guys, how far this would go. And that's what I want to do one day. I want to find an entry point like this, where we start our expedition and we can do 100 miles. And then by the time we get, I don't know, we might even need a rescue by the time we get to the end. Because there may not be, it'd have to be a well-planned. The problem with planning an expedition in this capacity is you can't really follow a route. If you plan a route and you follow it, you could get lucky and it could be good, but you can't. You got to come into these situations and just let this stuff take over. And then you can end up going ways you never thought you would. Oh my God, this is going to be good, you guys. I can feel it in my bones. I am so goosebumped. It's a giant X. It's over here. It's pointing down. So inside the tree, and then it goes all different ways in there. And then watch this. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is it. Oh no, here we go. I'm hoping it's not the others. I don't think so yet. It kind of looked like it for a second. Like, here we go, I'm like Dogman City in 2 seconds out of the Sasquatch, but blatant. Totem pole. I mean, come on, guys. Like, how do you, it's impossible. Okay, look. I just tilted it. It was like this. Somehow it was like that. Why? Why do you need to do it to every stump? See, this is where the dog, when I had the close encounter with the dog man, this is what it looked like. It was the older stuff. It was way more complex than this little spot. But it looked just like that. That's about 5 or 10 miles, like as far as the crow flies from here, which I think isn't that far in terms of the unseen world. Man, when I was in the opening back there, it's faded a little. I haven't experienced and felt that in so long. It's all so good. This is all good. These guys would never hurt me here. You know, it's one of the things I'm going to start doing, you guys. It's a rare thing. I might do it once a year. Or twice a year, maybe. You know, like on some very special occasions, though. I'm going to go to people's houses. I don't care where they are. I mean, you know what? If I have to suck it up and let them fly me there and stuff like that, fine. I think I got to listen to what people tell me. Mark, you got to stop with the not wanting help thing. It's so annoying. Like, you need it. You give it to us back in the videos. I'm like, all right, I'll try, but I still like to do everything on my own. And I'm 49 years old, and I can't. I want to do all this for you and not have it affect you. You know, that's all. I don't want it to be any different. Look at that TP structure. Just do the same exact thing that's going on, but not have it affect any of you guys. And I know some of you are more than happy to be involved. And you know, the $10 that you give me every month affects you in no way, shape, or form. I mean, people have told me, Mark, I'm going to spend that $10 on something else, so you might as well take it. So I was like, okay. You know, and there's other people on there. I feel like it does hurt them. You know, she's like, someone's on disability or something, and she's giving me $10. You know, I don't want that. I'd rather you not. I just that you there. Just tell me that. And you know, you there morally is just as good. All right. I don't know why I'm getting off the subject. Why am I getting off the subject? I don't know how this happens. I gotta be very careful here because it's so easy to get lost. I'm already, believe it or not, I'm already 2 miles away from where I parked. And then in these flat areas like this, you know, there's like a little bit of an incline, but it's basically flat, is where you get lost. It consumes you. Especially if you're there for hours and hours and hours, you can just get lost completely. It's crazy. Could I die out here lost? No, I don't think so. Right here, I'd be okay, because I know where I am, and I know like certain directions would get me eventually home. Could it make me sleep overnight? Maybe. Maybe right here would be nerve-wrack city, but I would do it. Oh, look how pretty the forest is, guys. So I was in that ridiculous area, right, with all the old, purposely old stuff, and now we're getting into beautiful trees, absolutely gorgeous. I see a lot of trees have been cut from the fire. You know, there's trees like this. You can tell it's fire jumpers too, because you can see the tree. It was literally just cut, and then it's just laying there next to it. And some of them they take and use them. I'm not kidding. Like in some of these teepee structures, you see a cut. They don't care. They seem to care. I just heard something. They seem to care with the gifting thing, like the quartz. Like if you give them quartz that's been altered by people, they don't seem to like it for some reason. And then, but yet if you put a stick that's been cut, they don't seem to care if it's wood. It's like it was wasted or something. You can see where they cut. All the cuts are still there. All fire jumpers and all the evidence of a fire. Actually, it's all the evidence of multiple different fires from different times. Looks like at least one recent and one, a small one recently, and a big one a long time ago. See, you guys don't understand. Like it doesn't matter to me in a sense. It matters to me so much every day. But when I get with them, these guys, I haven't had this in so long. I don't know what's happening right now, or if anything's gonna happen, but it doesn't matter. Like that's what I'm trying to say, is that they got me, you know. So usually when that happens, something will come up. Like we'll get something great or see a great structure. Or something's gonna happen. I don't know where to go. I'm at a complete loss for which way to go. Because in every direction, if I go out here, I think I can get a view back. And I really want to get a couple views of the rocks today. Look at all these cuts. I mean, it looks like they were in here while fire was real close, or if not, just all around them. The way they cut all these logs. Look, every single one is still there. All the cuts, see? Fire jumpers, not people, okay? Badass dudes. These guys are badass, okay? You're jumping out of a freaking helicopter or a plane with chainsaws, landing in the middle of a fire in Bigfoot. That's pretty cool, you know what I mean? Blatant. So blatant. I could almost quit Bigfoot after filming those 3 rocks. One of these days, people will figure it out. Actually, they just need to look. It's just people won't look. Everything's got to be logical. Are you guys bringing me back there? What's going on? Yeah, here we go, Bigfoot. Oh man, I can feel it, you guys. You gotta believe me, okay? Like, so blatant. Hi, you guys. Every bump, every hair on my body is standing up right now. I can't show you because I have a sweatshirt on. It's you can feel it's like a supercharge. Look at the bottom. Look at the base of the bed. That's Bigfoot. It's not the others. Maybe the others built it for him, but that's where he sits. Okay? I think they all do it, you guys. Every one of them, an other or a Sasquatch, are all taught at a very, very early age. Every one of them. I'll tell you how I know this. To how to do this language out here, because there's more to this than we realize. Just know that, okay? And they all know how to do it. Every single one of them. So the answer to who builds the structures is everyone. That's your answer. All of them. And if one doesn't, it's because he doesn't feel like it and he has someone that can do it for him, just like us. Look at the triangle out in the middle of nowhere. It's such a weird place. I know there's something special around here, you guys. I can't promise you I'm going to find it, but I'm feeling really good about it. I start to get a little nerve-wracked when I'm too far. You know, when I get really far alone is when I start to get a little nervous. Not like because I'm going to get hurt, just because, man, I'm following them. By the way, I've been following their footprints the whole time. Just because, you know, it's when you're lost or you can't get home that night and you're sleeping in the middle of this, that's crazy. I mean, it's just, whew. You know, if Callie was with me, it's fine. You know what I mean? I'll feed Callie to them. That's all. I got a good thing with these guys. Be like, listen, man, I brought this dude up here for you. You eat him, and that way I can go back with a good video. I tell Callie all the time, like, I'm gonna feed him to you because I'm gonna feed you to him because there's a spot right here. Look at all the cuts, right? So you guys, I'm miles and miles up. They must have had jumpers all through here, getting ready for. Look at, see how they cut them? Like, cut them all, and all the trees are still there. Every cut is still there, and that's how you know it's a fire jumper. And here's a wallow that they basically made out of all cuts, with the triangle telling you they did it, that bends back into the fence system there. Amazing. You guys, we could get some good timestamps in this forest. Really good. See, I think I could get them easier here than in Bigfoot Universe now. Because Bigfoot Universe, they know exactly what I'm doing every time. I know it. The last like 20 times, I'm like, you guys, it's because they know somehow that I've been getting them. It's probably because I told them, like, you guys, I know exactly what you look like. And I'm like, I should keep my mouth shut. So like in here, I think they know, but it's not the same. Like they don't know, you know. They just won't take quite the precautions to move back as far as they are in Bigfoot universe now, in my opinion. Blatant. By the way, this one right here is completely off the ground in the back, with another one on top of it. Perch right behind it. Sasquatch. Hope I got a whistle and I got knocks. I think I'm in the main part of the world. Remember, there can be things out here that we're not aware of, like you just can't see it. And I have trouble with it, but it's just true, okay? But these structures are telling me I'm getting to like this transition, and I'll show you why I'm not wrong. Watch this. I don't know what it is. It looks like a field over there in the middle of nowhere, right? And then here's their markers. Look at that beautiful X, right? Believe me, I know my X's, okay? That's marking where I've been. Okay, there's another one next to it. Look at that structure. And then there's more here, same thing. And let's walk into that. Let me show you. I haven't even seen what's there, and I know that this is a separate world. Let's walk across the grass, because in my experience like this, they're right across the street from each other. Let's see what's over there, right here. I didn't even look at the half of that. It was so beautiful. I just walked through like the easy part, where any other human would have walked through if they were there. I'm gonna kind of hopefully do it a little different as I go back. So there's your X, and there's our trident. This way. Look at this as you enter from the field. Just look at the ground. There's been no connections like this in that whole forest, and you get here and it's all happening. Look at that. Look at this field in the middle of nowhere that nobody knows about. I'm not joking. Look at that. I'd love to be in the fields because they'll come to the edges, you guys. Give me a second. Look at this field. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm going to try to do this like... I'm looking at the screen a little, just so I can get the right, they're right here. You guys, you got to see the walking. Look, it's not game. First of all the game we've determined is gone. They're all eaten, and I'm exaggerating a little, but not much. And then you just bipedal footprints all the way across, everywhere. They're literally everywhere, leaving that spot right there. Look at the structures in there. Look at this open field. This field can be really wet, that's why it's easy to see. It still is wet over there. Look at the bend. You know what, let me stand out here for a longer amount of time with the camera off. Here's your bend. Look how wide the trail is. The packed down grass, it's not game, it's really wide. Right here. I was in the middle of the field going, yo. I'm like, yo. They're probably like, what is this dude's deal? Yo. Like, well, you gotta be a mental patient. Like, look, picture it. Like you're one of them. You're in there. Right? They know you have no view because it's dark in here. First of all, look at the star structure. That's where it came from. There was no way of knowing how incredible that was when you were underneath it. Look at that, how it spiders. And then how it spreads. And then you have, it's all connected underneath as I walked out. Right? And then picture you're one of them, like over here. There's like X's behind me and stuff. I'm just this idiot in the middle. See, I can see myself from other perspectives very simply. And I think I'm not that far off. going, you. Let me turn the camera off. You know, like I know what I'm doing. Like, look on the outside. They're walking on the outside. It's all packed down. There's not one, you guys, this is wet here. Like, it's damp underneath. There's not one hoof print. There's no game. Nothing. And it goes right through here. And every single inch of the outskirts of this field is marked with something or another. Tridents, structures, bends. I can't even imagine what's down there. I got to make a decision here. What to do. This is incredible. What this is it's a giant world. So why I'm so excited, let me explain. I know what I found, okay? I haven't even begun to see it. I know because of a structure they did for me on the road. That actually, they did that a while ago, but it hit me like a ton of bricks today. I'm like, I know, sorry, I gotta go. I'll come up today and bend. I forgot what I was saying now. I really did. I swear to God. Whatever I was just saying, I completely forgot. Because I'm so, like, supercharged. These spots, they're watching the fields. You see this? No way to see out. You mean to see in. You can see out, but you can't see in. You could be standing 5 feet on the other side of the tree and you cannot see in here. I'm like, you. So I just had this little moment of laughter, like I put myself in their shoes, watching me come across trying to film a YouTube video. It's just, I don't know. You guess you have to have a sense of humor to understand that. I think that's just a piece of wood. I gotta make a real decision here soon. Because they have their main, like, world somewhere near here, and I know it for a fact because of the place and the feelings I have. They're not helping me. That's not the most blatant thing in the world. I don't know what it is, and I see it in all of their spots. I'm not kidding. Look at the trail. You can't get in. They have it all blocked, so unless you're a person, you're not going to be able to cut through there. And then there's these trails back here. You know, here's the type of place, if missing 411 was legit, like, if people actually got taken by these creatures, this is where it would happen. Places like this where it wouldn't matter, you know? They would never know that they got me back here. I would just disappear. They'd be like, oh, he went for a walk. There's a lot of mountain lions and bears in the area. They wouldn't even look. You can't use a dog out here. The dog would never find me out, because remember, I'm in the middle of a Bigfoot world. The dogs would just be like, and whimper back home. You can't, no one understands what I'm dealing with here. They can do anything they want to me right now. And they don't. Oh man, I'm gonna get lost, I know it. I'm already a little bit. Because it's so easy to go so far when it's flat like this. I never have to catch my breath. I mean, I can just fly through these places, especially with the no vaping. All right, let me see what's happening around here. There's a spot right here. Look. Here's how you know. What I'm going to do is right now I'm going to walk around. I'm about 100 yards in from the field. I want to walk around the field this way. I want to see if I can get to an edge somewhere out there. Believe in Bigfoot now? Every time I've ever shot a video, I've showed you that. Tucked. What's up, buddy? I like your spot. Man, you guys have the ultimate hiding place back here. It took me 5 years to find you here, you guys. And then with the help of that new structure you gave me, it was easy. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. I know they did it for me. I know they did. I'll tell you, I said, ask me in a live video one day, I'll tell you. This is so weird back here. Give me a second. You got to be really observant in some of these spots because they've done it so, like some of these giant wallows, so very, look, they made an X out of the totem pole. I didn't show you. But it's leaning, and there's the other one coming out of that tree right there is making a perfect X of the totem pole. Like a black one that's been burnt. When you come in and the walls are very discreet. It's kind of filmable because the forest is so pretty, like you're in the Amazon or something. But the way they do their structures in here is not quite what I would have thought. You know, you got the others. You got a big giant thing of pine cones. I don't know what this is. And the only way I'm walking through this stuff is because they have trails that go through it. That's the only way. My eyes are starting to be able to catch some of the speed. And it includes the UFOs and them. And when I say catch, you guys, it's an unbelievable thing. It takes years to develop it, and then you only get a blink of it. It's crazy. I've always had, the doctor's always told me that my eyes were better than anybody he's ever seen. And I'm like, well, what's my vision? He's like 20/10. I'm like, well, isn't that like just considered like decent vision? Because I always heard like 20/20 was the best. He's like, no, you could have 10/10, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I still don't know if that's true. He's like, yeah, you have 20/10, but he goes, there's something about your eyes, like that you have incredible vision. You know, and I was like, well, they probably take it from my ears because I'm not, I mean, I can hear pretty good, but I'm not like, I definitely don't have like supersonic hearing. But I am blessed with really good eyes. And thank you, Lord, because, you know, it's a difficult thing, you know, when other people don't have that, you know. My buddy, hopefully Molly's listening, you know, my buddy Meredith, who you guys will see her as Meredith, but her name is Molly. I call her Molly from high school. I might get her out here one day, you guys. First blind person to ever walk in a Bigfoot world. That I can promise you, okay? First of all, hardly anyone's ever walked in a Bigfoot world. There's a handful of us. And then much less a blind person. So I think Molly would be really cool. Of course, she would trust me. I mean, we grew up together in high school, and she listens to all my videos. She's like, I really wish I could see what you're showing. I'm like, I know. Believe me, I wish more than you do for you. You have no idea how much I wish that for you, Molly. Even if she is hearing this, she's probably like, how in the world does he just randomly bringing my name up? Because, I don't know, it just came up. You know, because when I feel fortunate with something that in my life, then I automatically feel horrible, you know, for other people. Not always that I know, but like in this case, I know a blind person, so, you know, I immediately think about that person and just like, you know, what they have to go through. And she's amazing. I mean, she's adjusted. It's amazing, you know. But nevertheless, you know, so I really hope and pray that in her lifetime they'll be able to fix this. I know all those things are so easily fixed. You know, it's like, you know, in 100 years from now, I'm just making up numbers, you know, we'll be able to do all that stuff. And it was so easy. It was like, oh, you just rub a 4-leaf clover on your eyeball, and your sight comes right back. You know, I'm making that up, but you know, I think most cures are just simple. It's just a matter of what and how. Right at the edge of I've walked back. I can't believe how far I walked in, and then I can, but like it seemed like I walked in much faster than it took me to walk out. Here's the corner of the field. See the trails that go out? Structures everywhere. They love this field. They are surrounding this field because they can stand here and no one knows they're here. Look at the X, you guys. Really cool place. You know, you don't see these standalone, because it's not a special place held for ceremonies. This is a giant world of them. I don't know how it works besides that they're here. And then that spot is where it came out of. Look, even there is the giant bend coming out. It's amazing. Another long video today, I think. Like I said, who cares if it's long? I need to get a certain amount of information into my videos. I don't see too many people that can film a Bigfoot video, period. So you should be happy that you're getting an hour-long video. Like I said, watch it 2 minutes a day. It doesn't matter how long the video is. YouTube will start it right where you left off. It should. Look at this corner. It's real open to walk into, and the structures are real big. Timestamps. And then I gotta be honest with you, so far, between like a few noises that I'm pretty sure was them, I might even have a couple of those on camera, they haven't done anything with me, except make my hair stand on end and make me smile. That's what they did. I still have that. But I'm like, come on, you guys. I had a real long talk with them. You know, I always introduce myself just in case. Mark, good human. You know, we want to be friends. You guys are like, dude, we know who you are. Shut up. Look. Good human. Yeah, as far as they're concerned, I'm good human. I'm good human for them. Let's put it that way. We're not. Right? We're still in the corner. I couldn't see. I was standing right there. I couldn't see any of this. Right there. Back in this corner, it's all these big dudes. Look. Right next to me. I had no idea until I really looked. I mean, look at that, you guys. That's a language. Okay? It's a language. I see the same thing. I could show you the same exact thing with that and everything. I don't know how many times. If you ever question that, remember, Colorado Bigfoot on Facebook. Go to photos. Okay? It doesn't benefit me in any way if you go there. I don't make money. I have nothing. It's just a completely free thing for you to go research and look at pictures. There's 10,000 pictures there. I'm making up the number because I have no idea how many. Thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. You probably couldn't even look at them all. Unless you really spend a lot of time. Look at this. This is the far corner. There's giant bends in the back. I like it. I don't mind doing a long video once in a while of kind of like nothing. Like you're seeing the structures. Because usually when they're this quiet and they supercharge me, I get great timestamps. And I haven't even been trying because there's nowhere to zoom. Look at this. They hop over right here. 2 leaners. Don't know why all of a sudden I started whispering. No idea why. I never whisper, usually. Blatant. I'm not going to do this because I know they're right there. I think they're 360 around this whole field right now. But he's not going to be just standing, in my opinion, right there. He'll be 10 feet back. And then if we do get him, it's going to be, you know, just another blob squatch. I admit it. So I'm looking for more of the... Don't not send me the blob squatch pictures, because I like them all, because it's a learning tool. That's how I learned so much. I knew they were right there. You know, I don't need to show anybody else. It's for me. And then the pictures that I think people can see, I'd love to show those, you know. Look at this. Oh, this is good. Then you got Junior. Check this out. This is how I know that they're taught, you know, always, because you got the big boy did that. All right, I got some kind of chicken to my left. And then, right there, there's something major going on right there. There's a small version of that right there. No joke, watch. a joke. That was a joke, just kidding. No, it's a small version right there of exactly that. I see it all of the time. Too many times. I'm talking into the hundreds and thousands of times. Not hundreds of thousands, but like hundreds or 1,000 times. Where I see Junior and Daddy. Or Mommy. I think it's Daddy myself. And except for our child support joke, you guys heard that one? I think Jesus was the one who said it to me. He was like, not the Jesus, but a Jesus, like a guy named Jesus. And we were talking about divorced Sasquatch. And we figured, yeah, he's like 2 structures a week. He's got to build 2 structures a week for his ex-wife. He's like, man, I can only build 3 a week, and I got to give her 2. Look right here. Look at this open craziness. Are you guys there? I did see. Those are big aspens right there. I did see, I think, one of those flashes over here about a half hour ago. That's why I feel like there's some in this corner over here. I can only go by the alarm clock. It's like, where do you go? You know, it's like, how close am I to the secrets of the earth? And then I turn this way. You know, like if I had just walked 100 yards that way, I would have met Bob and he would have told me everything. You know, it's like, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean? It's like, what decisions do I make out here on a daily basis that, you know, it's basically like the alternate ending to, remember that book we used to read when we were kids? And you could pick the endings, and then you would read, like, I would start reading the ending, and if I got the crappy one, I'd be like, all right, never mind. I'd go to the other one, like I don't want to die or whatever. It's like, that was a great book. What series was that when you had the alternate endings? That was so smart to do that. And that's what I feel like, you know, it could a decision I make, as simple as just turning one way, affect everything, you know, like that day. Like, could have something amazing happened if I had just done something differently? Yes. So yes. And it's one of the problems with this. If I just walked another mile through the structures that are telling me to go another mile. But I've done that. I mean, I'm so in here, I'm so lost. I swear I'm lost. Look at that, squirrel running on a bend. Break. Trident. Bend. You can film those 3 next to each other. I don't care if you do it in the middle of New York City. You're looking at the unseen world. Over and out. So I just want to give you this analogy I just came up with. One of the reasons why, like, it is a common sense thing I use, but I believe that they're much more active at nighttime. Like, just running all over the place, physical. It's because when I get to especially some of the new places, or even some of my, like, legit Bigfoot worlds, oh, I heard that. I'm really stuck in here. I feel like, you know what it feels like? Oh, it's a crow. It sounded like, woo, like right in those bushes over there. I was like, what? Usually if I hear that, just ignore it. Look at that. In the middle of just utter confusion, there's an X right there. Let me start over. So, what it feels like to me sometimes is, by the way, I'm walking right through one of their areas. What it feels like sometimes, you know, it's like I just showed up the morning after a keg party. That's what I feel like. In other words, like I could almost just tell, like, you know, it was just insanity was going on here a few hours ago, and I show up and, you know, it's like everyone's sleeping, like over there on the couch with a hangover. I'm not saying they're partying, but what I'm trying to say is that's what it feels like. Like, that's why I think the nighttime is such a big thing for them, because, see, they made it so you can't walk through here at night without, you can't come out here with a flashlight. You just can't. And you can't walk here without one. So it's one of those catches. You're better off just, getting to the closest area you can to this area, on foot at night. Pick a well-lit night, like a good moonlit night where you can see a little bit, and have someone with you, because I do it in times you guys don't even know about it. On the roads and stuff, I just stop and get out, and I have lots of experiences that way. And I notice I can't do that during the day, or I could stop in the road and nothing happens. If I do it at night, not always, but certain places, they come running. They're right there. You don't hear them running, but all of a sudden they're right there. It's crazy. Right there. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, I feel like I'm, like there was just this insanity going on here, and it's over because it's the morning, Here I am coming back into that Bigfoot world, but I'm about a quarter of a mile way over. I walked out way over that way. I want to see this edge, and I want to see if I can get back to another area over here. I'm really looking. This is an exploring video today, but I get to show you some stuff. How pretty this world was. Really cool to see the fire jumpers where they were, things like that. I'm in a place that fire jumper doesn't even remember. Like, he doesn't even know how he got here. He came down in a plane, or a helicopter. Another group of guys we should really thank, like, no one cares about our military and appreciates what they do, and you can't blame some of our military because they're run by corrupt politicians, basically. But you got to give the people credit, because they don't even know what they're doing. Some of the military that are on some of the most top secret missions we have don't even know what they're doing there. You realize that, right? I've been told that by people that have been on those top secret missions. I just filmed that earlier. Not that one, but the same exact thing is over there in this area, somewhere over there. I didn't know that. I learned from the people that were on the missions themselves, like retired guys that were like, listen, man, I used to be on these missions. They would never tell us what we were doing. And you never know unless you're completely engaged in the mission. Because, back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't care. Everybody knew everything. Like, if you're in the military, like, yeah, we got UFOs, we're going to get them, And then it became this big political thing, where you can't tell people because people can't handle it. That you can't handle the truth. Kind of got out to the edge. Let's hope it was worth what I went through to get here from that Bigfoot world. I could see it from a long distance, and you could see the sky. And I was like, I gotta come over here, because this isn't where I zoom, but it's very much like it. And if I can get through some of these branches, I'm hoping to get a good zoom or two, or get some interaction as I'm zooming. So if I'm zooming to the wrong place, I'm gonna hear it. They're right here with me. But they don't want to amuse me for some reason, except supercharging my arms. They're not like, I said, come on, just give me a whistle. I want one whistle. How many times I've said that and they give it to me, and then other times they don't. Wait, just put their rock. Look at that. It's been there, it looks like maybe for the summer. Maybe, not even. And look. Why? Because look at the view. There's your wall, that's where they sit. And then look at this view. TP. I can't see. Oh, there's a bee's nest there. You guys, I see this too much on their structures. I can't see it in the camera, but I think it's right there. I'm telling you, they use those bees. Me and Brandon found where they scoop out half of it. They'll break half of it, then leave all the bees to repair the other half, and then they'll scoop it out when it's repaired again. It's crazy. Where a bear would just take the whole thing. Sitting right here. Look at that pyramid. That's what I call them. I can't help it. Look at that. Can I see? Yeah. Look at that. You know that's up in the air because of the snow. You got the snow drifted into that hole, that crevice in there. Believe it or not, that's probably still feet deep up there. Has to be feet, or it will be gone. There's even some snow lower. Yeah, I think that's snow down there, isn't it? Let's get to some of these rocks. All you have to do is see that, and you're seeing the unseen world. Look at the berm. I'm not even going to show you the perch. There's a berm right there from the perch, right? With all the loose rocks around. I come down further because I'm trying to get a spot where I can sneak through. There's footprints everywhere. Everywhere. Footprint right there. I'm going to step in it because you can't make it any worse. I mean, it's right there. And then look. Here's a place where they just never thought anyone would ever be. Here, there. Leaners. View. Teepee structures and tridents. Right here. Right direct sunlight. And then he's got two coming right out to where he sits. Look at that, you guys. I've seen this exact thing, okay? Look at the third, and then look at the two. I call them walkways. The first time I ever saw that, I'll never forget, it was in Predator Hill. And they do it for a long way, and there's another one up 400 Mile Road. Look, teepee structure. Here's their spot. It's very shabby, but it's Sasquatch. This is where they're sitting right here, and they come out from this world that I just walked in. I don't know how or where, and I can't get a view to the rocks. Come on, let me get one shot to those rocks. I'll take anything. Let me see if I can do that, all right? Actually, you know what? Let's see if we can get that little bit of rock right there. These are the best spots in the world, I think, right here. I'm in a different, like, completely different region than I do this normally, but it's the same thing. That's all I can get. I don't see anything. I could really use a wood knock, you guys, today. I know they're here with me and stuff, but I'd like to get the... I'm even like spoiled with my arms and stuff. Like, I really want I really like some kind of real interaction. Look at the traffic coming through here. This trail is amazing. It's wide and it's all them. And I don't think a person's ever been right here. I don't even think the fire jumpers made it this far over. Long video because I had to walk today with this. I gotta see what's going on here. Notice, look at the ground. No weeds. Giant leaners. Hang out. Look at this. What the hell was that? You guys, I'm not kidding. Watch this. It might be a squirrel. Oh, it's a bird. I thought it was like a little person. I'm like, he's right there, you guys. I was about to say, you're going to have to trust me that a little person just walked behind that tree. And you would have been, look how it's all been pushed off right here. And then I'll show you the big bird. Look. It's all been pushed into a pile right there. And then we have a shapeshifter. If I didn't see him, I literally would have had a heart attack with that noise because it's been so quiet here. Field goal. Different type of place. Really interesting and really cool because, man, it's just so cool to see the differences. Because I know these guys, okay? I know what they are. And I know other versions of what they do, and other places they go. And it's an amazing learning thing for me every time. Like, it's just an amazing thing. I'm so thankful. I know this probably wasn't my best video, but I'm so thankful that I was able to see this place today. Sometimes they have a lot more to do with what you're doing that day than you realize. That's the other thing. And I was going to start saying earlier is that like that, though. I want to know. I want to hear the wood knock if I'm zooming across. I want to hear just one whistle. I want to hear some ruckus over there, like just something, and I'm happy. I haven't gotten that today. I have to admit it. Like, I just haven't. I can't. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're over there. I'm just going to tell you completely honest when they don't do anything. But yet they're right there with you. It's like, you know what I feel like sometimes? Maybe I am crazy, guys. Maybe the trolls are right. Maybe they're right. But I get these feelings that sometimes they get to watch me live. So they're actually watching, they're basically watching me somehow. Like you would. Like they're watching YouTube, but they get to do it live. They're listening to everything I say. You know, how else do you get to master humans and stuff? You listen to everything they say. You listen to everything they do, especially when they're walking around your world with a camera and they seem to know every single thing a human could possibly know. Of course they want to know. It's all about national security. Certain ones know. You know, they're like, okay, let's hear what he says. You know, let's see what he thinks. Let's see what information he's passing on. You know, you have to do that. Look at that, you guys. That's taller than me. This right here. Look at that. And it's next to an X. That's amazing. You guys, that's amazing. Give me a second. With an extra trident. Going right up the middle. Right in front of the most insane of wallows. Look at the ground. It's so amazing. There's a beehive all eating them right in the middle of it as well. You can't see it from here, and it's like walking back. Interesting. Keep an eye out for those beehives because I'm seeing it more and more and more. And the other thing I was just thinking too, like, wow, they really do if something out here does a lot of things that a regular human would think was a bear. So, you know, like a person was walking by, well, oh, look, a bear was here. He moved the rocks. Like, no, it's them moving the rocks. It's them messing with the beehives. Things like that. And it's a perfect cover because they know that every idiot is going to think it's a bear. It's a bear. Oh, look at the bear was here. And we're so sure of it, you know. It's like, you're wrong. That's the problem. All right, let's get through here.